My name is Philip Mitchell, and I'm probably the most traveled Nebraskan that has ever lived. I think it all started out when I was a freshman in college. I took a trip to Japan with some friends, and I thought it was the coolest place. And I was so excited to get out of the country and just get so far away from home that everything was just so different. That's really what got me started traveling. Since that first trip, I took 13 trips to Japan alone, just to Japan. So I've traveled a lot of different places, but perhaps of all the places I've been, I've lived overseas, and I've traveled all the 50 states. Perhaps the best trip I've ever been on was 2 years ago. I drove all the way from Omaha, Nebraska to Anchorage, Alaska. No joke. I put everything in my car. I told my work I was going to be gone for a whole month. Got in the car, took my wife, and I said, let's go. So on the way to Alaska, we didn't want to just make a straight shot. We had this whole month of time, so we decided first we went to Yellowstone, and we traveled all over, going all the way up north, and we finally got to the border. Once I was into Canada, I was so excited. I saw a lot of wonderful places. I remember I went to a place called Banff, which has the lakes, which are just almost indescribable. The color of blue they have, the Canadian Rockies with the snow caps. In the middle of summer, it was August, I think, when I went. Just breathtaking, really. But the real trip started in Dawson's Creek, British Columbia. That's when the Alaskan Highway starts. They also call it the Alcan. So I remember when we got on, it has like a mile marker. It says mile marker 1, Alaskan Highway. It's kind of the point of no return. I started to fret. I said, honey, oh my God, maybe we should turn back. We're already like 2,000 miles from home. It's like 3,000 more miles to Alaska. Anyways, so we get in the car the next morning, and as you're driving down some of these highways, you'll see moose, big old moose. I saw a bear, I saw a fox, I saw eagles, I saw horned sheep. I mean, everything, really. There wasn't a whole lot of people, there wasn't a whole lot of cars. It was really just nature and you. And there was really two awesome, memorable things that we did in Alaska. The first thing I remember was we went salmon fishing, and I am the worst person at sports or anything outdoors like fishing. I'm just awful. And we show up for this salmon fishing guide, and it's this big burly Alaskan guy, looks like a lumberjack, and he's like, you guys ready to go fishing? I'm like, yeah, I guess. He takes us out in his boat. It is freezing cold, even in August. And you have to cast and reel it in and cast and reel it in. That's kind of how salmon fishing works, I guess. I didn't know. Make a long story short, we all caught a ton of salmon, and it was really just an awesome time. The second thing we did in Alaska was we went on a glacier cruise, and the sight was amazing. They had pulled us so close to this glacier. It was almost like we could reach out and touch it. It was so close. The detail and the colors, and just an amazing experience. Nothing like I had thought it was going to be. It was so spectacular. And it was a little cool outside, and I'll just never forget the sight of glaciers in Alaska. It was amazing, to say the least. Very hard to put something like that into words. I recommend you try to drive it.